Hello world, it is Wednesday, April 13th, 2022, and looking out the window at Defiance. It's kind of overcast this morning. It was clear earlier, but I think there's a chance of some thunderstorms this morning. And it's quite warm, relatively speaking. It was in the 60s this morning. The devotion for today, I'm going to actually read from the UCC Lenten Devotional, The Long Haul. And it's written by Quinn Caldwell, and Quinn bases the devotion upon Luke chapter 22, verses 3 through 6 from the New Revised Standard Version. So Judas consented and began to look for an opportunity to betray Jesus to them when no crowd was present. And then Quinn writes, we're supposed to think of Judas's betrayal as a discrete event, one aberrant thing. First, Judas was righteous, fully on the side of Jesus. Then he defected, a time before and a time after. What a uniquely evil guy. Nonsense. Jesus' betrayal isn't the aberrant state for Christians. It's a resting state. Selling out Jesus is the norm. In exchange for the benefits of membership in the community, we pay taxes to governments that use them for infernal purposes. We get paid by institutions whose policies and procedures would make Jesus weep. We attend churches that prize order and decorum above the gospel. We sneak into stores and restaurants that we know full well use their power for evil. Some of us do slightly Some of us do slightly better or worse in these ways. Few of us make active decisions to try to destroy God. Most of us are working hard and on improving. Still, we're all trapped in these webs of betrayal. Well, except maybe the saintliest of the saints. But they all alienated everyone they knew or met, lived in locked rooms, did not have children, and or were tortured to death. So, being alive in a sin-sick world means being infected ourselves. It is the norm, largely unavoidable for mortals. Thank God, then, that Jesus invited Judas to supper, still dipped his hand in the bowl with them, that he built forgiveness into the system. Thank God that while Jesus' betrayal may be our resting state, grace is his. And Quinn's prayer. For the mundanity of my sin, forgive me. For the regularity of your forgiveness, thank you. Amen. Well, when I read this devotion, a couple things came to mind, and one is that we live in a system that's not perfect, and try as we might and avoid things as much as we possibly can, we're still connected to things that probably go against what Jesus taught and lived and believed, or in some ways may harm a certain segment of people, and we may not even be aware of it. We might be aware of it. Even things if you have any kind of retirement investment account. Do you know really where your money's invested and in what companies and what those companies do in the world, how they do or don't support certain populations of people? It's hard to not or to disentangle yourself from any kind of connection to that. So that's the norm. But as Quinn closes with, it's really not a cause to be depressed or sad or upset. Keep doing what we can do, knowing that we're doing something, but knowing mostly that we're still loved and still forgiven, no matter what. And I think that's the most important thing. God knows we try. God knows the struggles we have. God knows the systems that we're enmeshed in. But we keep trying. We keep trying to make this place a better place and keep trying to make better decisions. Knowing that even when we fail, or even when we get involved in something we have no idea what's going on, we're still loved and cared for. And I think that's part of the message of this Holy Week. In the end, nothing can conquer God's love, not even death. Hope you have a good day, and I hope to talk to you again tomorrow.